Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio. I am your host, Hollywood. We have our co-host,
Sweet Baby,
and our guest,
is it back?
Amma Brown, and we also have a caller on the phone. This is Ruben.
Ruben's back.
Ruben, you back?
Hey, Ruben. We ain't good now.
We good? We doing good? We teamed in? You teamed in?
Hello.
Hello, Ruben.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm already here. How you feel today?
Good. It's breaking up a lot, but I hear you every now and then.
It's doing that again. Can you hear us clearly now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Well, we all tuned in and we're listening to you. So, Ruben, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, my name is Ruben Arana, and I am a passionate educator and trained in the field of the arts. My degree was in theater and set design, and so right now I am a professor at Florida A&M University, and I love the arts.
A&M is a dear place in my heart. I spent quite a bit of time there going to Black on Black Rhymes, getting educated.
Can you hear us?
You broke up on. Say it again.
I said I spent a lot of time in Tallahassee. I'm a huge fan of Black on Black Rhymes, so I'm a fan of FAM and the family there.
Yeah. Big shout out to Tallahassee. I'm actually really appreciative of being here. Love the city.
Yes. So, tell us what made you interested into the art.
I'm sorry, you broke up again. Tell you what?
What made you interested into the art, like what you're doing?
What got me interested in the arts? Is that what your question is?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, I would say that from a very young age, I always liked the idea of representing what I see in through my own eyes, through my own expression. So I consider art capturing a moment in time, and it's a history lesson, and reproducing it through your own filter. And so whatever medium you use, it's you as your mind and your spirit and your heart that are capturing that moment in time and reproducing it. And so that for me happened at a very young age. Probably the earliest I remember any kind of artistic expression was about 6 years old, when I could remember drawing things in my room, and that just developed throughout the years.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, family? Welcome to the Black by the Man radio show. I'm your host, Brother Mike. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This show is brought to you by Be Exposed Radio and sponsored by BlackByTheMan.com. Welcome to the show. And so we got our guest, my man, Mr. Derek Woodson. How you doing, Derek?
I'm all right. How about
you all
yourself?
right, brother? Appreciate you coming back and chopping up with us. And, of course, the lovely Miss Janice. How you doing today, Miss Janice?
Very well, thank you.
Doing well?
Very well.
All right. Well, welcome to the Black by the Man radio show, peoples.
Thank you.
Okay, let me see here. Why am I not having... What's going on here? Okay, I'll figure that out a little bit.
How was your week, Brother Mike?
My week wasn't bad. Not bad. No complaints. Another day in the land of the living. How about yours?
It was pretty good.
So-so?
So-so.
So-so.
Yeah.
Mr. Woodson, you have a good week?
Wonderful. Have
Wonderful.
fun. I have wonderful.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah. That's always nice. That's always nice. Well, welcome to another exciting episode of the Black by the Man radio show. Appreciate y'all tuning in. So look, man, we're gonna have a little fun with this one today, because I think this topic is something that a lot of us may not be too familiar with. You know what I mean? So I thought it'd be great to kind of open it up and get into it a little bit. And for those who never heard of it, it might stimulate them to look into it a little bit deeper. So on today's show, we are going to focus on the law of attraction. The law of attraction and what's it all about. So if anybody out there tuning in, if you're familiar with the law of attraction, please feel free to text in any questions or statements. You can also call us at 410-702-5657. That's 410-702-5657. Call into the Black by the Man radio show. If you know anything about the law of attraction, this is what we're going to be talking about today. This is what we're going to get into. And I'm a little excited about this one. I'm familiar with the law of attraction. And I'm kind of curious to see you guys' take on it. And, if we can get people participating and see, what they think about it.
I'm a little excited about it too. I'm open to it, but I'm excited about today's show.
You excited? Okay, that's what's up. I'm excited about this too.
Yeah, let me find out about this law of attraction.
Yeah, this is something new for me.
Yes,
like
sir.
I say, I'm here to be a sponge, man. To learn something and to spread the word after I understand it fully.
Okay.
So.
Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to see if I can share the show here. It's trying to give me some technical difficulties. I'm not understanding.
Let's see if I can share it myself, dear brother.
I'm not understanding. It's talking about bear with me a minute, folks. We're having some technical difficulties here. I'm trying to get it together. I want to make sure everybody gets to see this. So let's back out of here. Okay. One second here. Okay, I'm not sure why it's doing it, but let me go ahead and get back to where I need to be here. Let's get back where we need to be.
Okay.
Sorry about the delay, folks. So you said everybody had a pretty good week?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, that's what's up.
Dirk said his week was wonderful.
Your week was wonderful, brother?
Yeah, I say this weekend. Work is work. But I had my son this weekend, man. It was a beautiful thing having my boy this weekend, man.
Yeah?
It rained on a Sunday, kind of blew me, but, did something foreign. I've never bowled in my life.
I like bowling.
I never bowled in my life, and for this Saturday, I put them shoes on that I did.
Went out there and slid a little bit.
Yeah, man. I never liked it bowling, man, but I stepped outside the box. A good brother of mine, the kids went out. We did the bowling thing, so it was cool. He enjoyed himself.
Okay.
So did they have to put the bumpers up for you, Dirk?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I think I got one good bowl out of 10 of them. Even
Yeah, I
kids
like bowling. I used
me.
to bowl back in the day.
Nah.
It was fun. It was fun. All right, so let's dive right into it.
Let's get it.
So today we're talking about the law of attraction. Again, if anybody out there is familiar with the law of attraction, feel free to participate during the show, call in, talk to us, give us examples of what you know about it, if it's worked for you before, so forth and so on. So let's just start it off by let's give the Wikipedia definition of the law of attraction, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it says the law of attraction is the belief that by focusing on positive or negative thoughts, a person brings positive or negative experiences into their life. The belief is based on the ideal that people and their thoughts are both made from pure energy, right? Mm-hmm. And that through the process of like energy attracting like energy, a person can improve their own health, wealth, and personal relationships. The subconscious mind can control everything that happens around you, including positive and negative experiences. All right, so that's the actual, Wikipedia definition of the law of attraction.
No, I definitely believe that to be true. I agree with that. I just didn't know they was calling it the law of attraction these days.
The law of attraction.
Yeah. So they have a name for it. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely the belief system itself has been around for a long time.
Right.
Going all the way back thousands of years. And it's been used by people in high places to kind of guide, the things that they want to do.
Yeah, because I always believe positive brings positive, and negative brings negative.
Right.
So I always believe that. But like I
Right.
said, like I didn't know it was.
I think one of the things that, like me personally, when I first discovered the law of attraction, right, it was kind of a tough pill to swallow, because the law of attraction basically is telling you that where you are in your life, everything about your life, positive, negative, good, bad, ugly, has been drawn in by you. That's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Definitely.
Because I know in a lot of circumstances, I feel like I was a victim. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely
So,
a victim.
I really don't take too kind when I'm feeling like a victim. And you got a law like this saying you ain't no victim.
Right.
You brought that in to your life.
Well, that's true in a sense. Good attract good, and bad attract bad.
Right.
So does that keep us away from being a product of your environment? Because it states that we are of our own destiny.
Yes.
We choose either go left or right. So now if you step outside your front door and there's drugs, there's crime, there's all these things that can cause you to go left. Now if you take that straight path forward, they'll still consider you a product of your environment.
Right. Yeah, I think so. And I'll tell you my take on it. Because that environment is what made you want to take that straight path.
Okay.
See where I'm coming from?
Okay,
So
I
it's
got you.
still a reaction.
Right.
Positive reaction.
Okay.
Which is great. But had it not been for that environment, maybe if you came up in a more cushy environment, you probably wouldn't have had the same drive.
Okay.
Yeah, because you could have just assumed.
Everything already sweet.
Sunshine, blue sky.
Everything's
Definitely,
sweet, right?
definitely.
Yeah, so it says that, we're dealing with pure energy. And I'll put it in more like layman terms, right? So what they're actually saying is that the universe responds to every individual,
Okay.
right? So the thought process that you have, the thoughts that go through your mind, is being put into the universe. And the universe has no consciousness of you or what you want. It
Right.
only sends back what you send to it. So it's a return to sender type thing.
Oh, okay.
So if you send negative into the universe with your thought process, if you want to look at it like your thoughts are like a frequency, like FM station,
Right.
that's on a frequency, right? It travels along the waves of frequency. So what they're saying is, so do our thoughts.
Wow.
And so these frequencies go out into the universe, and then the universe is governed by a set of laws. And one of the laws is that it returns to the sender what it puts out there. And there's quite a few different ways that's spoken on, right? Everyday life, people would call it karma,
Right.
right? Biblical wise, you reap what you sow.
True.
Right? You understand what I mean? So the law of attraction has been in effect in many different ways that we really just didn't pay attention to. And I think that's done by design.
I definitely go for that one as well.
Yes, I mean, I think that's done by design. So, like I said, it says, the belief is based on the idea that people and their thoughts are both made from pure energy. Now, I do know we are energy. You understand what I mean? Like they have tests where they can put you in a room and see your aura, what I mean, glowing around you. So we know that we're pure energy, but we've never been taught anything about like how to use that energy. Like our minds, evidently, according to the law of attraction, is much more powerful than what we think, and that we can tap into controlling what happens to us, what comes into our life, by understanding the law of attraction.
Well, then we need to understand the law of attraction. Then.
My man said that was deep. That was deep.
Law of attraction, right?
That opens up. Well, it knocks down so many excuses.
Yes,
you
it
know what I'm
does.
saying? Because at the end of the day, well, I can't do this because this happens, or I can't say this because this will happen. Now, if you put yourself in a driver's seat for once and say, "Look, I'm gonna go ahead and drive past this stop sign.
Right.
Take my time in it. Look both ways, and I'm gonna press forward. Whatever happens is on me. Whatever I choose to do is gonna be on me because I'm gonna control my destiny. And most of us, we're gonna keep it 100 today. Most of, as black men, we think that we can't do this because of the design.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I figure if the laws of attraction. If I control my destiny, I can be the next president.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. You know what I mean?
You know,
I mean, like the reality is they do feed that to children young. You know, when you tell a kid, you can be whatever you want, you know, when you grow up. That's kind of a form of the law of attraction, right? And even, you know, biblically, I can't remember the exact scriptures, but basically there are scriptures where Yahushua, the one they call Jesus, or you hear some say Yeshua, but he would speak about your thought process. You understand what I mean? Like, I know people like to use the whole thing with sinning, you know what I mean? That if you have the thought of committing that sin, then you have sinned.
Right.
You know, so again, you know, law of attraction, you can kind of tie this into things that, you know, people have said over the years, prophets, you know, messiahs, or whatever we call in these people, right? But like this belief system of the subconscious mind has been around for a long time. So let me ask y'all, before we even dive even deeper into it, what do y'all think about that? Like, do you believe that your life, good, bad, ugly, is a direct result of your thoughts? Now, I don't like it. I want to blame somebody.
Now, I'm gonna say
I want to blame somebody.
I'm gonna say for me,
right?
I believe that what I've done in lifetime is my cause.
Right.
I never can get out here and make an excuse what, where, why, and when, because I chose to take this life on as doing things I wanted to do. I thought this was a good thing to do. I wanted to be out there on the corners and hang out with the such and such boys and stuff like that.
Right.
So the end game is what got me into my issues or whatever have you. So I think that the laws of attraction, man, I think they fit for me.
Okay. Miss Janice?
I think it could be either way for me. I think it could be both. Like what I thought, I believe, like I'm responsible. But then, you know, along the way, we had a lot of parents or elders say, like, well, you can't do this, but you can do this, and you can't do this, but you can do this. So I think it just went both ways.
Okay. All right.
I agree with that.
All right. So y'all think it's a possibility that it may be some truth into this?
I'm open.
I'm about 85% riding with that. But I had to agree with her what she said as far as the barriers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because she's not saying it's not all her fault, but she said, well, look, grandma said you couldn't do this. Mom said you could do this. Pop said you couldn't do this.
Right.
So these are the barriers that kept me from saying, okay, I can actually just go straight. I agree with her.
You know, one of the things I think about, right, because this deals with mind power, right? Controlling your mind. So when I think about, like, Buddhist monks who go into such a deep state of meditation, right, that they control their energy, which they call chi, right? So we dealing with pure energy here. That's what the law of attraction said, right?
Right.
So they focus this energy so concentrated in a particular area, throat, neck, or whatever, that people can't even get swords through it. You ever seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
That's interesting.
They lay on spikes and, you know what I mean, all types of stuff. Yeah, I've seen that.
Like, that's real interesting. So I'm saying, like, according to the law of attraction, in their mind, they must be thinking, this blade is not going to penetrate me. This sword is not going to cut my throat. And I've concentrated all my energy into that particular area to make that the strongest point on my body. But, you know, I guess the point I'm making is you got to believe that without any doubt. Right. Because, like, a little piece of doubt could allow that skin to break, according to the way that they've described it, you know, the way that they do it.
Well, I guess that's where the saying comes in, walk by faith and not by sight.
I guess. You know what I mean? I guess.
Walk by what you want to happen and not what you see.
Right.
I read a book years ago on dealing with Buddhists and stuff like that. They said, and it was a quote in the book saying that a Buddhist mind is more clear than the monks and the nuns. You know what I'm saying? It basically said it's like what you're talking about as far as the chant.
Right.
It gives you outlook on what to say in these chants. Most things they would say, well, you say Buddha 100 times, Buddha 200 times, Buddha 300 times, or 1,000 times. But as you're doing this, you're basically concentrating your mind on what is, like, for some people to open their mind to different doors. You know what I'm saying? Like you said about as far as the body, that's you know what I mean? That's a hard pill to swallow. I'm not doing that one, but to open your mind, they said the Buddhist mind is so clear.
Well, that meditation, and that is one of the techniques, and we're going to talk about that. I do know that meditation, you know what I mean, plays a big part when it comes to the law of attraction, right? So, but let me read a couple comments here. Okay, so Naseem Shabazz, brother Ike, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you joining us, right? So Naseem says, if I could just think about being rich, you know, it won't make me rich. I gotta do something physical, right? Which is true, right? So we're not saying, you know, you're just gonna contemplate, right? But according to the law of attraction, right? Focusing on what you want to achieve is gonna force the universe to shift around this whole world to bring to you that what you want. That's deep. You understand what I'm saying? They saying you have the power to do that. It's going to set things off in events. Now, my personal experience is, I don't like telling my secrets. I've used this before.
Well, isn't the law of attraction the secret?
It's definitely one of the secrets. Yeah, but there's actually a book called The Secret, and that's what it was about, the law of attraction. I feel that I've used this in my life before. I've known about it for a long time. I don't practice it on the regular, you understand what I mean? But I have like put it to the test. I got positive results. Almost scary. You understand what I mean? Because like, you know, I tested it, you know what I mean? And I've had some things swing my way that I know I was behind swinging my way. So it's, you know, it's kind of interesting. You know, I'm not saying that's going to be everybody's experience, but I have experienced that. I have brought, you know, things into my life, made things manifest strictly from my mindset. Okay. And, you know, and we're going to get into the tools that you can use to get your mind on a better page. And of course, with you speaking about the Buddhist, meditation is one of the number one things, because the thing with meditation is it's serving to calm your mind down. You know what I mean? Like that's the major part for me with meditation, right? The first step is calming your mind, because our minds are not calm at all. It's running train wreck. Yeah, it's 1,000 miles per second, right? Even when you go to sleep, your mind is still active. So if you can imagine through meditation, you know, these expert meditators, you know, they're able to really slow their mind down and clear it of what's called mind chatter. You know what I mean? Just stuff in your head that's of no use to you. You know what I mean? So I definitely believe that when you learn how to do that, and I'm definitely not a master at that, right? I haven't reached no level of being able to, you know, meditate in the trance for 40 minutes, you know. But for me, when I experienced it, I thought it was just will. Like that's how I chalked it up. Like I willed into my life the things that I wanted, right? Right. But you know, I know it was part of the law of attraction, because my take is this, right? Like as black people, we get spooked very easily. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, black people spook very easily. So when it comes to other things that deal with, say, astrological or, you know, law of attraction, like we've been trained to believe, oh, that's some demonic stuff. You understand what I mean? But that's not how I see it. You know what I mean? Like I believe that the Most High, the one that a lot of us call God, he has a universe. And this universe, outside of your religion, right? This universe has got laws. You understand what I mean? It's laws set in place for this universe. And we should know that just by looking at everyday life. A bird being able to fly is a part of the laws of this universe. You get what I'm saying? So I believe the universe has laws on return. And it returns what you send out into it. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, if you think about it, as far as the energy goes, I mean, that's definitely believable, because energy is everywhere. Like you can walk into your workplace and it could be a lot of positive energy or a lot of negative energy, but it's spilling off. Like if there's a lot of negative energy around you, you sit there and be like, where's all this negative energy coming from? So the energy part is definitely, you know, sure.
Right. So we know it's energy in us, right?
It's definitely
so this is about controlling your energy and controlling your thought process to produce the results that you're looking to produce. And of course, there are a lot of people who believe like heavily in this. Like it's a lot of people. I'm not even going to go into the names of like people who I feel have a certain social status, but I've read up on a lot of people and they are aware of the law of attraction and they use it, you know what I mean, to the best of their ability. Let me ask you, Derek.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any recollection of like something happening to you? Let's say something positive. We'll just keep it off the negative, right? That you feel like you knew it was going to go down like that. Like you knew that situation was going to work out for you.
Me personally,
You know what I mean? Like something you wanted, or something you was trying to get a hold of, and you just knew like, no, this is gonna work. I'm gonna get this. This is coming my way.
it basically what was I had to realize that my sanity, I say, was at a point where it was completely lost.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had to basically say, you know what, this is what I have to obtain. I started changing people, places, and things. I started to shift my mind into certain things that were positive. And at the end of it, I realized that everything, wow, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't really that hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I say my sanity because, you know what I mean, when you actually shift yourself from a negative outpoint in life, and you see all the chaos that was coming with that, then to get up one morning and just breathe.
Okay.
No worries, no cares, no nothing.
Right,
That's
right.
just for me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know, personal take on this, right?
Yeah, man.
So I'll read another comment here. Miss Marsha Lucas, she says, yes, thinking brings no. I guess negative thoughts bring negative energy. What's in your mindset comes out of your mouth eventually. That's true.
Right.
Because before you spit anything, you already said it in here.
And that's definitely true, because if something's on your mind so much, like eventually it's gonna come out.
Right. So we dealing with the subconscious mind. And,
Yeah.
the subconscious mind
So
can control everything that happens around you. That's what they're saying. Now, I do know about the subconscious mind, and there are people who play on your subconscious. This is what
True.
the whole subliminal
Absolutely.
thing is about. You
Yeah,
understand what I mean?
yes,
They
it
can
is.
make you see and learn something that your eyes physically didn't pick up on, but your subconscious mind, which I'll say is the back of the mind, right? It catches it. You understand me? It catches it. It registers it. I remember when I had learned about one of the first tests they had did with the subliminal was in movie theaters back in like the, I want to say 30s or 40s. But they would flash the word buy popcorn on the movie screen. But they would do it at a speed that was so high. Nobody's seen it. You understand what I mean? The eye didn't see the words buy popcorn, but the subconscious mind did. So once they would do it, then they would wait, and suddenly people would start walking out the theater and going buying popcorn during the middle of the movie. So they knew, okay, we on to something here. So we just hit them with the subliminal and tapped into their subconscious mind without them knowing it, and we caused them to buy some popcorn. So from that point forward, just trust and believe that one-eyed devil that we all love so much called television is filled with
Yes, it is.
subliminal programming.
right, that's what I was about to say. Well, then is that what commercials is about?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what the commercials is about. So yes, we dealing with the subconscious mind, and we dealing with energy. For Black people, is this a taboo subject?
I don't think it should be.
I don't think it should be.
I think this should be a subject that everyone should involve themselves in, because it gives you a better outlook in life. You know what I
Right.
mean? You won't be stagnant in everything. You keep saying, well, I can't do this because of such and such, or this barrier or that barrier. Now, when a person actually says, well, look, I can do anything I want to do,
Right.
and I can will this into this just by having a positive thought.
And believing in it.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean? That'll make us and the people, it'd be a better outlook on life.
Okay. Do you think it's taboo, Miss Janice?
I definitely don't think it's taboo.
Okay.
Because as Black people, even if you think about how many times you have written down something that you wanted so bad and you've written it down, and it came true.
Do you
I
think
mean,
we do
that's
that? Do you
proof
think we do
right
that, though?
there.
You think a lot of us do that?
Yeah, a lot of
Write
us.
stuff down?
Yeah, because a lot
I don't
of,
think we do.
folks. I mean,
No.
well, some people keep journals or goal-getters or...
I think mentally, like I agree with her, like far as writing, but I think it's mental. But like you're like, man, that's a nice car out there, man. I sure
Right.
get that. You know what I'm saying? If I put my mind to it, I can get anything I want.
Right.
Next thing you know, a couple months he done went to work. He done work overtime.
Right.
He kicked them hours in. Next thing you know, you see him a couple months later, man, that nice car, man. Well, that's mine.
Okay, so they would
But-
say that's the law of attraction.
Absolutely.
And look how many times they looked at a picture of that nice car. So they might didn't write it down, but it was
mentally,
there.
yeah, it's a
they
mental- it's a
they
mental
looked
note.
at it
It's a mental
several times before they went to get it too.
Absolutely. It's a mental
Okay,
note.
and that is a couple of techniques that can be used, and we're gonna go over some of those techniques. There are exercises that you can do to participate in the law of attraction, helping bringing something into your life. But yeah, I think my experience has been that a lot of black people see stuff like this as being taboo, because again they don't really understand it, and then based on a lot of teachings that we get through certain religions, right, can steer you away from other forms of spirituality.
Definitely.
To help
Well-
you get where you get. But what's ironic about it is, like I've spoken with like very devoted Christian folks before who like, oh no, that we don't fool with that. That's demonic, or that's voodoo or casting spells or something like that, right? And then my question is, okay, I get how you feel that way, but explain to me how that's different from your pastor saying to you that you got to believe in something and have faith.
It's not.
Now, if you want me to delve into this conversation, I got a whole 15 minutes for you. I got a whole 15 minutes for you.
Isn't that along the same lines?
What it is is that most people look at it. They want you to believe in this. Say, like, for example, if you put this couple dollars in this plate, go up there, say a couple Hail Marys or whatever may have you,
Right.
and say you're gonna help me with this. It's the same exact thing.
That's what I think. you
Why
know
I gotta
what mean?
pay now?
Right. That's what I think. It excites me just knowing that there are people who are saying, okay, this is real, right? So it excites me to challenge it. You get what I mean? That's how I first, challenged it. Like, I'm going to put this to the test. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. I find it to be some truth in it. You know what I mean? I find it to be some truth in it.
It's just a lot of positive thinking. Like, what can
lot
be
of
wrong
positive thinking.
with a lot of positive thinking? Like, what can be wrong with that?
Right, nothing. Like I said, my struggle was having to swallow the pill. I had a person literally say to me, everything in your life you're responsible for. So whatever is good happening to you, look in the mirror, congratulate yourself. Whatever's bad happening to you, look in the mirror, be mad at yourself. Because you are drawing all this into your life. And I'm just like, come on, man. Can't I blame somebody?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do I have to take all the responsibility? So like for me, that was a big pill to swallow, right? But I put my big boy pants on, you know what I'm saying, and accepted it like, okay, so well, let me challenge this. You know what I mean? Let me accept this and say, if I have that much control, then let me start steering this a different direction.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I actually got good results
Yeah.
out of it. You know what I mean? So I think it's definitely some truth into it here.
Definitely. And more positive thinking brings less stress on your body.
Right.
So it can also help people with these sicknesses.
Understanding energy, right? Understanding your thought process. I think that's the challenge of it. For those who are interested in practicing the law of attraction, the challenge is training yourself to believe in what you want. Training yourself to, I'm going to go over visuals, right? Visualization tools. Let me get my tongue together today, right? So I'm going to go over some visualization tools that help you to stay focused on what it is that you are trying to achieve. Because you actually mentioned a couple of them without even knowing that you did. That's why I didn't elaborate too much, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to, spoil it too soon. But I want to go over some of the tools that's involved with it. But I think the first part is to understanding that law is realizing that you are responsible for your life. You get what I'm saying? And it's not always just based on what society tells you, which is, I could be better if I would have went to college, if I would have got that degree, or if I'd stayed at that one job. I've been there for 14 years now. Like, it's not always just that. You know what I mean? Like, you can change any situation. You can wake up tomorrow and decide, from this day forth, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah.
I'm going to be happy, and everything I do is going to deal with the positivity of me bringing happiness into my life. You get what I mean?
It was good you used that word too, training.
Right.
training ourselves, because
Yes.
that's what we pretty much would have to do or need to do, train ourselves into using the law of attraction.
Yeah, because
Because
we've
the
been trained not to use it.
Yeah, because that mind is, play a lot of tricks on
When
you.
you've been put into poverty and you've been put into a place of filth and you're putting all this, how can you be positive in a place that has nothing but negativity?
True,
Right.
true. I guess you have to be that rose that grows out of the cement, that grows out of the crack of the cement. You get what I'm saying? So we'll dive into it. Black by the Man Radio Show. We're going to take our first break. We'll be back. Stay tuned. We are talking about the law of attraction. This is going to be a good one, folks. Hang with us. We'll be back.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
Are you getting your kids this hoverboard thing that's taking over the country? They range from $300 to $600. They're blowing up. And then, I mean, literally blowing up. That one video, I thought that was going to be the one and only video that I saw in reference to it. And it wasn't. Now I could probably tell you about 10 to 15 videos of this happening where this battery gets super, super hot and burns like holes into your tennis shoes.
Oh my!
And I know you would be pissed if you was wearing Jordans and you just paid all that money. Your lights are off. And
Especially if they're from China. Your lights off.
Check out the Talk Lately show every Tuesday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Yo, who at the door? Let him in. Yo, come in, have a seat on McLean's couch. We'll host your Brahma Bowl and Co-Ed Bliss. Talking about real topics with a therapeutic twist. It's on every Tuesday, so tune into this. From 9 to 11, on Be Exposed Radio. Two minds are better than one, let the truth unfold. Cause it's McLean's couch, McLean's couch, McLean's couch, McLean's couch, yeah.
What's going on, Nikki?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Nikki? Okay, well, welcome back to another episode of McLean's Couch. I am your host, Co-Ed Bliss. And to my immediate, what is this, my right? Is my right-hand man and shared host.
Brahma Bull. What's up, everybody?
He felt like introducing himself. Isn't that amazing, guys? All right, so moving right along. Across from us is our, I don't even know if I want to call her a co-host because this bitch sometimes is shit.
It don't matter. Hey, y'all.
See, why people don't let me do my job? I'm just saying. I was going to finish. I was going to at least say your name, Anonymous. Because that's what you are right now, is Anonymous. All right, so. Hey, yo, Nikki, can you hear me? Because I can't hear myself.
Good.
Hello.
Headphones.
Hello.
Okay, you go.
Oh, okay, well. And across from me across from the Brahma Bull is that chick they call Lex Capri. Sexy Lexi.
Hey.
AKA, I call her shithead. But whatever. And I'm pretty sure y'all have seen him on our show before. Y'all have
up?
seen him on Be Exposed Radio.
And the writer and producer of.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Damn.
Let's do the Facebook thing. Let's get this Facebook thing.
All right. So welcome back, everybody, to the Black Body Man Radio Show. I'm your host, Brother Mike. This is sponsored by BlackBodyMan.com, the one-stop shop for black businesses. My guest today is Derek Woodson and, of course, the lovely Miss Janice McCafferty. We are here discussing the law of attraction. For anyone who missed the top half of the show, I'm going to reread for you the Wikipedia for the law of attraction. So it says the law of attraction is the belief that by focusing on positive or negative thoughts, a person brings positive or negative experiences into their life. The belief is based on the ideal that people and their thoughts are both made from pure energy, and that through the process of like energy attracting like energy, a person can improve their own health, wealth, and personal relationships. The subconscious mind can control everything that happens around you, including positive and negative experiences. I really like it. I like the law of attraction. I think it's quite an interesting law. That's why I wanted to have a show on it, because I know a lot of us are not even aware of it. So Black Body Man Radio Show, we want to bring forth constructive conversation and kind of give people some things to stimulate their mind, and get them looking into things. So it's saying that we can control everything. So let's go over a few areas where the law of attraction recommends that you start practicing to improve, your life. The first one is health. Improve your mental and physical health. It says our thoughts directly influence our health, and that is due to the law of attraction. Fear, stress, or other negative thoughts make people sick, while positive thoughts of wellness or love can keep people healthy and cure illnesses. Give me your take on that.
Which one do you think is worse right now? Our mental health or our health?
That is a good question, because that's a rat race right there. They probably running neck and neck. We got mental health issues and physical health.
Wow.
Well, I'll read the second half.
Okay.
It might stimulate you a little bit more. So it says health goes beyond a physical body. It's not just about what we put in our bodies and take out of it. It's also about our emotions and how we are feeling spiritually. Training your brain to see the positive in everything allows room for mental growth and happiness, which in turn can improve your physical health.
Well, I guess with that being said, then we would have to work on our mental health first then, in order to make sure our physical health is okay. Mentally, we have to be healthy to do that.
Like you have to mentally start thinking healthy. Me switching over to being a vegetarian started in my mind first. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like I mentally visualized myself becoming a vegetarian and becoming healthier and losing weight. So I used the law of attraction, for this, So I actually seen myself 20 pounds down. So that's what the law of attraction is saying. You have to get your mind to be able to comprehend what it is you want to achieve.
Okay.
And that makes sense, because with anything, I mean, you have to be able to see, like you look down the road and see it first, and that makes you, want to do it.
Right.
So, yeah, with the mental health, mentally, definitely, I think you have to get the mental together before you can start physically getting your health together. And like I said, you can start by just maybe getting a little journal and writing down the things that you would like to see improve.
Well, see, that goes into the tools. That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna get into the tools. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, as they say. So I'm gonna get into actual tools that we can use for that. But first, I want to dive into some of these. I call them areas of activity where they're saying this is where you should use the law of attraction. So so health. You have to start thinking healthy. You have to start seeing yourself as being a person who becomes healthier. So that's pretty much what I did, you know what I mean? And I still have a ways to go, but I manifested this into fruition. You understand what I mean? I brought this to the forefront by even visualizing what I was even going to look like when I was 20 pounds less.
Right. I was
and
going
of
to say.
Of course, now I'm there. Just let me just throw that out there. Cause my birthday's tomorrow, right? So I lost 20 pounds as a vegetarian, and I'm feeling really good about that. And I use the law of attraction on that.
I was going to say, like, did you put a picture on your refrigerator first of, you know, where you started from and, like, where you are now?
I didn't, right? But I think that's a good way of doing it. I actually just did it, like, through my mental.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? You know, of course, when I do my prayers, you know, I include that in there, you know, but, like, I would look in the mirror, you know, and try to vision how I wanted my body to look at the end of my journey. You understand what I mean? And then slowly but surely, that image began to manifest, you know, in front of me, you know, because as I continued to believe that I could do it and that I could get healthy, I can lower my blood pressure, I can lower my cholesterol, I can, you know, get back in size 38 jeans, you know, maybe 36s, right? I saw all that, you know what I mean? And I was so mentally focused on it that I even started buying clothes that were too small. So I was out buying jeans that was size 38 in the waist, knowing I wore 42.
Well, let me tell you, Brother Mike, I tried that before, and that, like, you know, that don't work too good for me.
It worked out for me because, you know, the clothes are sitting in the closet, and I'm like, look, but if I don't get this together, by the time I lose this weight, this ain't even going to be in style no more.
End up giving them clothes away with the tag still on them.
So, yeah, so I definitely used my mental to visualize what I wanted the outcome to be.
Okay. And
that's kind of what I was asking, like, do y'all have, like, any recollection of, like, something being in your mind? Right, and then, you know, you made it come to fruition, right? Deja vu is an example of that. They say that that's one of the signs that the law of attraction is working in your life, whether you know it or not, when you experience deja vu, because that's a scene. See, we think that it's something being repeated, but what they're saying is when you experience deja vu, you just saw the real life play of what you had already came up with in your mind. And that's why you recognize it when you see it. And that's why you look at it like, yo, I can swear we've been here before. You know what I mean? So they saying you have, but it was in your mind. And you put that into the universe.
That's crazy.
And then the universe shifted everything around to make that event happen. And then you walk into it like, whoa, like, yo, like, we've been here before. I almost know what's about to happen.
Right. Word for word.
Word for word, right? So they saying that that's the law of attraction. That's what you put out into the universe. And I think this is why, if y'all remember being little, see, like, our elders knew things that they just couldn't put into words that we can put together. But, like, remember being little, like your parents and your grandparents, uncles and all that, they basically would tell you to, like, be careful what come out your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like say you upset, right? Don't be going around talking about, yo, I'm gonna kill him. I'm telling you, I'm gonna kill him when I see him. Like, you don't want to do that. Because you sending that into the universe. And it may return back to you a level of rage that makes you go out there and do it. Like, nobody has ever killed somebody and didn't say to themselves before they did it, I'm gonna kill him. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, that's a fun way of putting it.
You get what I'm saying?
I had an issue one time with a friend of mine. He was a close friend of yours too, as well, Mike. I told him, I was like, you know, I got in some trouble, whatever. And I told him, I said, man, come on, man, help me out, man. I'm in a little bit of trouble. But he said, man, calm down, I got you. And I said, man, you're gonna fall off, man. And it kind of blew me because in the end game he did, but it was a situation that was worse of what I thought. You know what I mean? So now we look at his law of attraction, like, you know, was that me?
Good question.
You know what I mean? Because the anger that I had at a particular time, it wasn't so, like, big, but it was enough to, like, you know, get my point across. Like, yo, you're going to really fall off because you ain't know what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So when it did happen, it happened in a way that I didn't want it to happen. You know what I'm saying? So I live with that every single day of my life. Like, wow, you know, did I put so much energy into that to make this come into actual existence?
Right, I get it. It definitely would make you question it. You know what I mean? Definitely would make you question it.
Well, I know I've put a lot of positive energy over the years into my life, so I definitely believe that helped me out a lot. Whether it's through my career, family, children, whatever. I feel like my positive thinking has definitely paid off for me in my life a lot.
And that's good because we do get taught about positive thinking. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't think the average black person is foreign to that. You know what I mean?
just at the time I didn't know anything about law of attraction, of course. But of course, as you're saying it, it all comes together now. Like
the law of attraction is kind of like the deeper end of it.
If you really think about it, you've probably already used law of attraction and pretty much throughout your life at one time or another.
You definitely did. You definitely used it throughout your life. Knowing it is a whole nother situation, whether you knew it or not.
True.
But you definitely used it at some point in your life, because again, this isn't a law or principle that's just come about in the recent 100 years. Like, this goes back thousands of years. All kinds of civilizations who used the law of attraction, to draw in, what they wanted to draw in. One of the things that's interesting for me, and this just happened a couple days ago, and I won't mention the person's name, but this person is doing very well in life, you know what I mean? And really, tapping into some areas that where we come from, we don't know of anybody who's done that, right? So he had put a comment up basically just saying, how did I get so lucky? So I was reading through the comments, and of course, everybody was like, oh, you're so blessed. You're blessed, you're blessed, you're blessed, you're blessed, you're blessed, you're blessed, right? And I'm looking at it like, I don't think it's that simple. You understand what I mean? Like, I think we have this very bad habit of associating blessings with money and power. Now, I'm not saying that the Most High did not allow that to happen. But what I mean is, my take is not that this particular person is so blessed. My take is his blessing was having the talent, period. So that's where the Most High blessed you. He gave you the talent. You discovering that talent and using it was a choice. That's not a blessing. That's a choice. I think we have to get away from always thinking that, like, the Most High put somebody in a certain position. No, he gave them talent. What they did with their talent was their choice. It's not a blessing. That's a choice. And that choice came through the law of attraction. That person saw themselves as being who they are present day. You get what I'm saying? So if you can imagine being that person, and say you study the law of attraction, right? And you put this to the test and you really use it, and 3 years later, you end up in a position that you never thought you'd be in, and only time you seen it was in your mind. And at that time, you was just dreaming, right? So you put in work to get this, not just mental work, but also physical work. And then when you get there, then somebody says, oh, you just blessed.
It took everything from you.
Took it all from you, bro. Took it like, nigga, you ain't shit. God gave that to you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You ain't do nothing. And see, and I have an issue with that, because it's like...
Took your worth.
Yeah, they took your worth out of it and just made it out like you were lucky. You were fortunate. Oh, yeah, God blessed him. No, like, he's been working hard at that for 3 years. You understand what I mean? He busted his chops for 3 years. He got his mental together. He meditated on it. He did this, he did that. And then all that gets thrown away by just basically saying, you're lucky.
It's like the thing, I think she was talking about it earlier, about as far as the footprints in the sand. Eventually, he said there are 2 sets. You know what I'm saying? And then the second set, after 2 sets, it becomes 1 set. Because they said God carry you or whatever you have you. But you had to walk to this individual person first. You got to put people misunderstand that. It's what you have to do to get there first. You can't wait on someone, like you just said, it's a blessing, and then, all the time and effort and practice and studying you did to get there, but it's out the window.
That's out the window.
All nights I'm up, it's called burning the midnight oil.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that didn't count for nothing?
No, that didn't count for nothing. You got that blessing because of that meeting you had with Deacon Do, right? You understand what I'm saying? 2 weeks ago when he put that oil on you, that's what really happened in their mind, right?
No, sir.
So so you get what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I don't want to take away from, any blessings that the Most High gives us, but I truly believe that some of the things that we see as blessings, it's not a blessing. It was the choice of that person to capitalize on what they felt they wanted to do in life, which is a way of having the law of attraction. Because I've always felt like as black people, through our religious faith, we just got this hang up, and we just waiting on God to do everything.
Waiting on a miracle.
Yeah, waiting on God to do. Oh, I gave Jesus the will. Man, he ain't got no license. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I ain't never seen the motor vehicles, none of that. He ain't got no license, man. Jesus sitting back like, man, why do y'all keep trying to put all this on me, bro? Like, I had problems when I was there, but that's another story.
It's the mental. I'm gonna say mental abuse because a lot of us have been abused mentally because they're beating this information into our heads to the point where it's all we know.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of
Yes.
the day, is you can't say, well, look, you go ahead and go up here and you put this offering in and you say a cup with this and cup with that, and bam, we wait on it.
Right, right. You hurry up and wait.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm waiting, and it's 10, 15 years. I'm in a hole. I'm still got the same Buick out front. Rent still hard. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to tell you. You know, whereas the law of attraction is saying you could have skipped all that, kept your relationship with the Most High, right?
Mhm.
Praised Him in your manner, in your
Mhm.
home, so forth and so on. And you could have focused on the law of attraction of what you wanted to bring into your life and brought that in instead of sitting back saying, well, you know, I'm just waiting on God to deliver it, you know?
So that's what I was saying in the beginning when I said some of it is our fault,
I
some of it isn't.
totally agree with her on
Right.
that. I totally agree with her on that.
Right,
Definitely
yeah.
agree with her on that.
It's, psychological warfare has been put into play. But here's the thing, as far as some of it not being our fault. You know, opponents of that are going to say, but you have access to everything that everybody else has access to. So you got access to the internet. You got access to books. You got access to libraries.
Yes.
How is it still someone else's fault?
We have access to it now. It wasn't too much access back then.
We
But we didn't live back then. So we,
I
so
ain't
we
even
can't
talking
really
about like way
compare.
back then. I'm talking about like I'm gonna go back like 20, 25 years ago.
Well, you still had access to books.
So yeah, access
Most-
to
I-
books.
I have to I don't like to
Not as
disagree,
much.
especially in person people with the intellect that she has. But I disagree on that because the books were there.
They were there.
Because if you had, like he said about the book that he read about the dealing with the laws of attraction, this guy wrote this book in the 1920s.
Right.
Yeah, but
Napoleon
back then,
Hill.
I was born
Think and Grow Rich.
Now, see, I was born in 1977. So
Right.
therefore, in that time, from what I became understanding of reading, it was my job
Right.
to step outside the box of the mental abuse to get that book.
Right.
yeah, back then the book was there, but the information wasn't. As far as
I think the information was there.
It,
I think what was missing was us being told to find the information.
True.
Okay.
You know what I'm
True.
saying?
Okay.
I go with that.
And now
I can agree with that.
Yeah, now that probably came from because our parents didn't have that from their parents.
Okay.
Their parents didn't say go out and seek knowledge.
Mhm.
So like that again, with the Black Body Man radio show, I'm trying to stimulate people to seek
Right.
knowledge. I'm trying to get
Laws of attraction.
right laws of attraction,
Simple.
right?
the things
So-
they don't teach you in school.
The things they do not teach you in school because the law of attraction is always in full effect. You know, with me sitting here with a radio show, me and this guy been knowing each other our whole life. Like,
Pretty
there
much.
was no point where we could have predicted this. The only
Absolutely
person
not.
that knew that this could ever be a possibility was me. You understand what I mean? And I did not divulge that to anyone else. So it came from me. Do you get what I'm saying? You know, like, and you know, I'm thankful for the people who gave me an opportunity to get put in this position. But I had to see this before it could go down. I had to see Brother Mike in the Black Body Man radio show, and what I was going to try to bring forward, you know, in regards to our people. If I wouldn't have been able to feel this, visualize this, mentally accept this, I don't think the universe would have gave it to me.
True.
You get what I'm saying? You know, so when you doubt yourself and you don't believe in your own intellect, you know, your own ability.
Doubt is a sickness.
Right. It's a sickness, your own ability to seek knowledge. And I think with us, it's too many of us that like we damn near allergic to knowledge. Remember we was having this discussion
Yes,
in
we
the car.
was. Yes,
like,
we
you know,
was.
there are a percentage of black people who actually get mad at you if you start talking to them.
No, sir, black
Yeah.
man, get that crap out
Right,
of here.
get that crap out of here, man. The game about to come on. What you talking about?
Yeah, man.
You know, so yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like I said, my take is, you know, I think it has something to it. But I'll move on to the next, which is financial, right? So
Okay,
this is a big
before you
one.
move on to that,
Okay.
I have a question real quick. Do you think the laws of attraction then, can it have something to do with just what you believe? Or what about if somebody else thinks something? You know how a lot of times, I mean, you could be speaking about something and, you know, 25 people might say, oh, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Do you think that can have an impact?
I think it can have an impact if it gets into your mind.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they are capable of changing what you drawing into you. But if they keep putting that in your ear, and then that little seed of doubt can get placed in your head, then I think now they're affecting your ability to draw in. You understand what I mean? And and of course, you know, you have a lot of people out here where that fuels them to go the opposite direction.
Right.
So when people start telling them he ain't gonna be able to do that, or he ain't gonna be able to do this,
Right.
some people that pumps them like, oh, I'm doing it now. You
Right.
know, because they keep telling me I can't do it, and I know that I can do it. And like those people usually end up doing it. You understand what I mean? Like they get so pumped up on it.
I seen I'm a quick, so you can go to the next. I seen a post the other day, and the brother was saying about people talking bad about him. I said I enjoy it. That fuels me to be greater, so they can eat their words.
Sure.
That fuels me.
Any way you can use that energy to be positive for you, that's what's up. You know what I mean? Because with us in particular, you know, my background, that's known as slander. We are heavy on slander.
Love it.
Black people care about slander more than they care about damn near eating food. You
carrying.
understand what I mean? Like black people will roll up on you over some he said, she said. You know, and like almost want to go to war with you over because, man, what's his face said that, you know, you said I was lying about blah, blah, blah. And it's like, man, when you get into life, you got to realize that there are always going to be people that are going to say negative stuff about you. So I'll tell you what was told to me, and y'all let me know what y'all think of it. I adapted it into my life. But I had an older person say to me one time before, what other people think about you is none of your business. I said,
okay.
Well, guy, is it that simple? And he's like, that's just it in a nutshell. What other people think about you is none of your business. When you learn to accept that, you will have no concern about people slandering you, so forth and so on. You know, and I was like, wow, that's deep. Like, I got to try to, you know, try to adapt that, right?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because, you know, for a lot of people, you know, a lot of people care what, you know, folks think about them.
Right. So again, mental training, right?
And plus, it keeps you from negative thoughts because at the end of the day, you be like, yo, something saying about Brother Mike, whatever. Oh, that's none of my business.
Right. None of my business.
Right. And you conduct yourself as nothing happened.
Yes. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
That's, well, I'm about to use that.
Right.
Brother.
That's no problem, brother. Welcome to the Black Bottom Man Radio Show.
That was well said.
That's what's up, right? That's what's up. That's what was told to me.
For all you negative people out there, that's none of my business.
None of my business.
Right.
Enjoy your day.
You don't like me? That ain't none of my business.
Enjoy your day.
Enjoy your day, right?
Don't even
All
need
right,
to
so
know.
financial, right? Let's move on to financial. Okay, so it says attract money and wealth using the law of attraction.
Okay.
It is claimed that if someone consistently thinks prosperous thoughts and then irrespective of their actual situations, they will experience prosperity in the future because like attracts like. Conversely, if a person consistently thinks that they are poor, then that will be their future experience, right?
Okay.
One example used by Lisa Nichols in the film The Secret, which is what I said to you earlier, right? Okay. I actually have that book, is she says, she was one of the authors on the book, right? That book, The Secret, they was on Oprah like probably about 10, 12 years ago. It was a real big deal. They came forward with the law of attraction. They wrote a book called The Secret where they're teaching people how to use the law of attraction. So she says, every time you look in your mail box expecting to see a bill, guess what? It's going to be a bill there. You know what I'm saying? She said, each day you go out dreading the bill, you are never expecting anything great. You're thinking about debt, you're expecting debt. So debt must show up because that's what you put in the universe. Because the law of attraction is always being obedient to your thoughts. So if you think debt, that's just what you're going to have. You know what I mean? That's what's going to show up. Feeling happy and grateful for the money you already have is claimed to be the fastest way to bring more money into your life.
I definitely agree with that.
You agree with that? All right, so let's go to break. And then we come back, we're going to talk about the finances, law of attraction, Black Bottom Man Radio Show. We'll be back. Yeah, I like it.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the Writer.
Hip Hop K, check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
Coming to y'all soon.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Monty from Talk Lately. I want y'all to sit back and listen to this flashback. We be tripping.
I mean, really, but I mean, he might have. I got him maybe jacking her up.
The kid said he did it.
But this is Floyd Mayweather punching her head repeatedly, and like she doesn't have like brain damage. Ain't
No, she didn't have brain damage. I don't think he was hitting her like that. Or he probably was like, say something else. Say something else.
that.
He probably wasn't like tagging her.
Right.
He probably was just like, and the kids was like, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy.
Why do they have that accent? Why? Why do his kids have that accent?
I just pictured them looking like African. Oh. I didn't want to have to admit that. I don't know what they're going to do about my mouth, but just check out the show every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's more of the same right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Black Bottom Man Radio Show. I'm your host, Brother Mike. Today we are talking about the law of attraction. Again, I want to give out the number, 410-702-5657, for all those who are watching the show live with us now. Feel free to call in and talk with us about the law of attraction, if you're familiar with it, if you believe in it, if you've used it in your life. Okay, so we left off, we were talking about attracting money and wealth using the law of attraction. So I read a quote from Lisa Nichols. She's one of the authors of the film The Secret and the book The Secret. So I'll read her quote again. Every time you look inside your mailbox expecting to see a bill, guess what? You're going to see a bill. Right. Each day you go out dreading the bill. You're never expecting anything great. You're thinking about debt. You're expecting debt. The universe delivers to you debt. It shows up because the law of attraction is always obedient to your thoughts. Now, money-wise, for me, maybe y'all can relate to this. I've had this happen through the law of attraction where I'd have a money situation, right? And it could be a stressful one. And then I would decide, you know what, I'm not stressing this. I'm not stressing this. This is just going to work. This is going to work out. That's all I'm going to do with it. I ain't going to stress it no more. It's due by the 13th. Today's the 8th. Something going to happen in the next 5 days. I'm letting it go. And something would happen. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Something would happen. Either I'd get unexpected money in the mail, or somebody else would hit me up like, you know, bruh, you know, I got that money. I told you that I wanted to buy that table off your way. Like something would happen. And it made me sit back and realize like, whoa, like there is something to this. You know what I mean? Like I refuse to stress it. And I just said to myself, the bill's going to get paid by that date. Mm-hmm. And I'm leaving it alone. You know what I mean? And then somehow it works out. So have you guys ever had a situation where you felt like something ended up working your way in regards to the law of attraction that you wasn't sure was going to work out for you? Excuse me, man. I got my allergies. So.
Speaking about like what you said as far as with the bills, I remember when I first started paying bills, and it was like bill after bill after bills, and they used to stress me out so bad until finally my mom said like, bills are going to be here forever. Find
they
a
are.
way to live with them. So once she told me that, and I found a way to live with it, they're not so much a problem anymore.
Right.
But before then, yeah, every time I went to the mailbox, it was bill after bill after bill.
Right.
Now, to me, I feel like personally now, I might see 2 bills a month because I'm not looking for them anymore. I'm sure they're there, but
I'm sure they're there.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
Sure
guess
they
I
spelled your
developed,
name right.
I must have developed some sort of habit where they just don't come across, my plate as much as before. So
Okay, so what about
I think I used law of attraction
to what?
on just thinking positive, finding a way to just, I'm not going to say beat the bills because I still pay them, but finding a way to just, I don't know, I feel like I have more money now. For some reason, I just feel like I have more money. It's the same money,
Right.
but I guess I changed the way I thought, and I feel like I have more money.
Okay. All right. Mr. Woodson, any situations where, you feel like you drew money into you?
Well, I had these episodes. I call it episodes where I felt the walls closing in, and I'm just like and it's my I look at it as my belief system. Now I'm looking at my belief system, looking at the laws of attraction. Sometimes people take the laws of attraction as religion, and sometimes take religion as the laws of attractions. But I was at a point where I was like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna get this.
Right.
I went to work. I got my check. It don't add up.
Right.
It don't add up. You know what I'm saying?
Work it out.
Something's about to disappear. This one got to get shifted. And I just say, you know what, man? I'm not gonna live off impulse.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us live off impulse. Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Bam, and you just run.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end result is always negative because you don't take the time and say, okay, let's plan this
Right.
accordingly.
Right.
So I just said, if this happens, hopefully tomorrow, whatever your will be done.
Okay.
I just left it at that.
Yeah, and I definitely have done that a lot. You know what I mean?
And to go back to when you asked me what happened, Brother Mike, I think I started writing them down. I started writing all my bills down and scratching them off as I went along, and I think that kind of helped me too.
I need to scratch the
To
bills
get
off.
rid of. Yeah. Can I borrow that pencil you had?
Scratch a few off today.
I want to scratch a few off. Let me hold that pencil.
I think it's a little. I think it's a little different when you actually looking at what you have to take care of versus piling it all up in your brain. I guess when you just throw it all up in your brain, it's just one big stressful mess. But when you put it on paper, it might not look as
It's
that
probably a mental
bad.
blueprint. You get it out of here, put it on
Right.
paper,
And it don't look that
I'm gonna
bad.
go ahead and scratch this one out, because this bill, he's okay. But this one, if I don't pay this one, it's a bunch of cars outside. I'm at the move. Right outside. I got to go.
So do we believe that the law of attraction can be used for prosperity?
I
do.
think so.
To bring
I
it
think
to
so.
your life?
I
think
do.
so.
I think so too. I think again that's all a part of the design for us not to know about these things. You know, so when you do reach that tight period, since we talking about bills, instead of us, thinking, let me start thinking different towards these bills so I can conquer them. We let the bills, get on. It's like, oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna pay this. I don't know how I'm gonna pay that. So according to a law of attraction, they're saying that's what the result is gonna be because that's what you keep putting out there. That's what you keep believing. So yeah, I believe that it definitely plays a part. Now, of course, it's not to take away from the fact that you have to have a job.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I guess you can use the law of attraction to get a job, but I'm just saying we are speaking on the assumption that you do have a paycheck coming in.
Don't get put out on my behalf. Please don't. Please don't. I don't got no room for you.
Man, I'm just gonna think these bills are paid next week, and so be it.
Okay, so how about this part? Feeling happy and grateful for the money you already have. It's claimed to be the fastest way to bring more money into your life. So, they said, you might have your bills, things like that, but you are making money. So focusing on the happiness of being able to make that money and have it, instead of focusing on that it's still falling short for what you need.
Yeah, and I
Can
think
bring in more. Does that make sense? Did I say that right?
it makes a lot of sense, because if you think about it, I mean, if you focus on the money that you do have and be grateful for that money. You won't keep thinking about the money that you don't have and then being ungrateful. So I think just being grateful for the money that you have, eventually, since you are grateful, eventually it'll bring more money. It'll bring more money, because otherwise your mind will be keep chasing and chasing and chasing.
Well, I'm gonna be
money.
honest. When I first get my check, I'm a little negative. You know what I'm saying? The first couple hours, hey, look, I'm walking around. I got an attitude. You know what I'm saying? Got the tax man and the child support man. I'm a little negative. Gotta be honest.
For somebody else, right?
Now I'll get positive once I get out of there. I get the cash it. You know what I'm saying? Then I can move around. But I'm negative the first couple hours. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right. So let's read a comment. Miss Marsha Lucas says that speaking faith into existence. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen. Okay, Marsha, that's what's up. I like that. I agree with that. You know, it is a form of faith. I think it deals more with having faith in yourself.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Exactly. That's what I said. The religion, you have the religion based, as she's saying, the faith, dealing with the unseen, and then you have the laws of attraction, dealing with what can perspire through you.
Through you. And
that's where people get the religion base and say, well, okay, or I'm Muslim, I'm Hebrew, or I'm Christian, or I'm atheist, or whatever have you. Then you have the laws of attraction, where you're dealing with your inner self, saying that I can be who I want to be through me.
Through you. The law of attraction is over top of your faith. The law of attraction is set in place through the universe for whoever chooses to use it. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't care if you Muslim, if you Buddhist, if you Hebrew, if you Christian. And it does not have a conscience. It simply has a law, a procedure that it follows, which is to deliver back to you what you delivered to it.
It's an old saying I remember dealing with years ago, where it says a bear, eventually he knows what time to hibernate. He knows what time to go upstream, because this particular time of every year it happens. It doesn't change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he knows it's going to happen. He's going to be out there the same particular time.
Now, to me, that's proof of the Most High.
You said it already with the birds.
That's right.
I paid attention. I paid attention.
Because like you said, how do they know to do all that? They call it instinct.
No, that's not called instinct.
Right?
No such as instinct. I know if I step out in the middle of the street, this car gonna be here. You're paying attention to the times and the frame of life itself.
Right.
So I understand what she's talking about as far as the unseen, but you have to understand, you have religion, it has its base.
Yes.
It has its base, and the law of attraction has its base. And you can't intertwine the two, because it won't. Because then now I have to say, well, I'm Muslim.
Right.
Doesn't cause this for being Hebrew. Doesn't cause this for you being Christian. So now we're going to have a problem.
Right.
Instead of saying the laws of attraction has its own lane.
It's got its own lane.
Either get in it or get out of it.
Get out of it, right? It got nothing to do with who you are.
Exactly. That's what the religion
it's its own
have
lane.
to understand,
you know?
what the religion aspect is.
Yes.
It has its base.
Right.
If you go to church on Sundays, you pray on Sundays, you got Bible study on Wednesday. Cool.
Right.
We're supposed to pray 5 times a day. We have Jummah on Friday. You know, the Hebrews have their way of life, and that's what it is. But the laws of attraction say, if I hold my life in my hands and say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to be. What you going to be? I'm just going to be.
You have more control
exactly
over your life and your circumstances than what we're being taught.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We have more control. So, of course, that applies to finances. And like you said, with religion, like some people, the law of attraction is their religion. You get what I'm saying? Because when you look at from a logical perspective what religion is, right? Religion is a strong belief system in something backed up by action. That is what religion is.
True.
It's a strong belief in something in particular, and it's backed up by your actions, right? So if we look at Christianity, the strong belief is that, you know, Jesus Christ died for your sins, so forth and so on, and it's backed up by their action of saying we go to church on Sunday. You get what I'm saying? So for some people, the law of attraction is a religion. White supremacy is a religion. Like, people don't understand that. You know what I mean? That's a religion. So you're right. The universal laws fly above all that. You know what I mean? This is something that applies to everybody. It applies to the birds and the bees.
The number one thing you said, universal.
It's universal. It's the universe. And I do believe that the Most High's universe is governed by laws that he set in place.
True.
You know what I mean? And it's not a thing of where the Most High is sitting back keeping an eye on you. No, he's got laws that are in place. So if you do a certain thing, a certain thing happens to you. That's just it in a nutshell. You know, the old live by the sword, die by the sword. You know,
eye for an eye.
Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You know, so these laws are in place. So yeah, that's what's up, man. But I agree with you guys. I think it can be used for money. You know, and maybe, you know, with this show, maybe we should like all try pick a certain area and apply this law of attraction
I was already
in life,
on it.
right?
I
And
was
then we'll
already
come
on
back
it.
on the show, you know what I mean, and give a recap and, you know, talk about what we experienced with it.
Yeah, let's do that.
I would like the
that.
brother to reiterate what he said about
Right.
minding his business. That was a good quote. If y'all didn't hear it,
That's
man,
right.
listen, say it again for him.
What other people think about you is none of your business.
Man, please understand that. I'm going to be using that from now on. I promise you I'm going to be using
When you can adapt that, a lot of stress falls off.
I promise you I'm going to be using that from now on.
That's what's up. All right, so here's a good one. And Miss Janice, we definitely going to need to hear from you on this one. So this is relationships. Manifest love in relationships with the law of attraction, right? So it says the law of attraction proponents claim that it affects our relationships because whatever we focus on when we experience, whatever we focus on, we experience more of. If an individual or another person's good qualities, for example, those with positive qualities will be magnified, and voiceovers. I don't understand what that meant. They also claim that by visualizing that a certain person is beating you in a positive manner, then you will attract experiences that match those. A person can attract in a romantic relationship with a person who has the characteristics wished for by creating a mental image of the ideal person and by visualizing the imagined scenes as being real. Improving one's self-confidence, charisma, and overall subconscious willingness to receive love can attract a partner. These can be improved with the help of visualization exercises. That's what I was talking about with you. And manifesting techniques. All right, relationships. So the law of attraction is saying that when you attract in as a person in a relationship is the type of people that you conjured up in your mind. Now, the reason why I said something to you is because I know a lot of black women have told me throughout my years that they feel like they keep picking the wrong men. You know, I don't know how I keep ending up with, you know what I mean? Like these dudes start off, you know, half decent and then they turn out to just be baby makers, you know, and they don't take care of the kids and all that. Okay, so the law of attraction, not me. The law of attraction is saying it's your fault that you're the one drawing these type of dudes in.
Well,
Miss Janice, I'd like to hear a black woman's take on that.
I mean, a lot of okay, I have a couple things.
All right.
All right.
Let's get
so, a lot of things with black women, even before entering a relationship, you have to remember to love yourself first. I go with the notion of love and be loved.
Okay.
You definitely have to love yourself first. Second, I believe, in a relationship, a lot of times, I'm not going to say we, but I'm going to say one can seem to tend to a lot of negative energy in a relationship versus all the positive. A lot of times if you just put all your energy into the positive part of the relationship, then eventually I think the negative end up working itself out. But a lot of times I think we seem to like focus on the negative.
So do you think the law of attraction plays a part into what type of man a woman draws in? And the reason why I'm saying what a woman draws in is because it's more serious for a woman than it is for a man. You know, like men end up with, you know, a woman that really wasn't up to par, and he's just like, I don't deal with her no more.
Well, first of all, if you don't love yourself, then you're open to drawing any type of man.
Okay, all right.
Because I mean,
so
you don't care about yourself or whatever. You can draw in people that don't care about you. I mean, when you don't care about yourself. And if you're not on a positive level as far as yourself, like, yeah, you can draw in the wrong. I mean, that's kind of open when you say, like, you keep picking. Like
that's
we
what
keep
they say.
picking.
Have you heard black
we
women say
keep
that
picking the
before? They'll say
wrong.
they keep picking the wrong dudes. I don't know
The
how
wrong
I keep ending
dudes.
up with these bum dudes.
The reason why black women say this per se is it's not that you're picking the wrong guy, it's what you're not seeing.
Right, exactly. I think we focus too much on, because you'll find a negative part of something and you're focused too much on that negative and you're missing all the positive that this person have that's bringing to the relationship because you're so busy focusing on that negative. So
okay, all right.
Sometimes I agree with Doc. Like, it's not that we're picking the wrong person. We're just not seeing, all the good, positive aspects about that person because we're too busy with negative.
What I'm gonna say with most women is, and it's good guys finish last. It's just simple mathematics. You want this guy flash, he got a bunch of cars, he got all this stuff, and you expect him to deal with you differently because you're different. You understand? Most women have good qualities. They're a very good mother. They have a good head on their shoulders. They have a car. They have their own home. You think because you have all these things that he's going to treat you different. No, you're just like everybody else. And that's the problem. Now, here's this nice gentleman who works every day, mediocre money. He doesn't have a whole bunch of stuff. He's willing to sweep you off your feet and give you the world. He's not good enough.
Okay.
So that's where the problem where most women say there's not enough good men out there. Stop going for the ones you know who ain't crap.
So what part of the law of attraction plays a part in them drawing that in? Because the law of attraction is saying that this is their mindset. As much as they keep complaining about not having a good man, the law of attraction, not me, is saying that you are bringing that in. Okay, remember the core of it. They saying everything in your life you're responsible for, the good, the bad, the ugly. So if you got 6 kids with 5 baby daddies, the law of attraction said that's your fault.
Absolutely.
Now of course, them women, that's not their story. Their story will be something different, like, oh, well, he was good in the beginning, and then he changed up.
Because they don't want to admit to it.
So is that what it is? They just don't want to admit it?
And I love this, and I appreciate that you gave me this opportunity to find out this pipeline.
Right.
Because now, today, if you seek your equal, then you shouldn't have a problem. Stop seeking lesser than.
Right.
Or because he's okay, I'll accept him because he doesn't beat on me.
Okay.
But then he steals from me the same breath. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking with the law of attraction, if their mind is focused on things that are of lesser value, which is, I want him to have a nice job, I want him to have a nice car, I want him to be good looking, I want him to be well endowed, you understand what I'm saying? I want him to be a little thuggish, but at the same time a gentleman. You get what I'm saying? Like, so if this is their focus, the law of attraction is saying that's what you're going to get, but you're not seeing what comes along with him. What comes along with him is some other stuff that you didn't think about, and that's what you're going to end up dealing with, and then you're not going to want him no more. You get what I'm saying? Because like I'll give a secret, right? That I don't see this being discussed, but I'm gonna say this for the sisters out there, right? And they may not they may agree, they may disagree, but like when it comes to relationships, and you have women who don't end up getting married, right? They have kids, so they have these kids, but like none of the baby daddies end up marrying them. Well, one of the things that I think women don't understand about men like to choose their wife. Okay, so if a woman just has a baby by a man, without like him, being in on that, which, let's face the reality, women do that.
Yes, they do.
Like that's gonna almost reassure that he's not gonna marry you, because men like to choose the wedding date. Women like to choose when they're gonna have babies. So that's the exchange that a woman makes. So when you choose to have babies without that man giving that permission to do that, remember, he's the one who chooses who he marries. It's a good chance it ain't gonna be you, because with you, he's feeling like he's being forced.
True.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's a psychological side that I learned from Dr. Umar Johnson. So that's not my words. Right? That's Dr. Umar Johnson, but it made absolute sense. He was like, women don't understand. You get to choose when you have them babies, but he gets to choose who he marries. And it ain't gonna be you, because when you had them babies without consulting with him or not giving a care about his opinion, you broke a trust with him that you can never repair. And because of that, he gonna move on and then marry a woman that he feels like is gonna want his input when she say, I really want to have a baby with you, can we do this? I want to marry you, blah blah blah. And a lot of guys don't get that choice. The woman just say, oh, look, I'm pregnant. I thought you was on the pill. I was. Okay. Right. So what happened?
It was a memo. Right. It was on the refrigerator, mirror.
Right. Like, so that's something that I think is missing amongst our people, not understanding. Yes, you get to choose when you have babies, but he gets to choose who he wants to marry. And the statistics have shown that he does not marry the ones that gave him a baby without consulting him and seeing if he even wanted to have that with them.
Okay. I agree with that.
Okay.
I definitely agree with that.
So anyway, moving right along. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
I can accept that.
Yeah, because when Dr. Umar Johnson said that, I was like, wow, that's deep. You know, that this man is, you know, PhD in psychology and black man from Philly, you know, from the hood. So he's getting all aspects of life as far as what he knows. And I just thought I'd throw that out there because that was so. I was like, wow, that's true. That's true. Like, those are decisions. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times we don't look at the logical perspective of things. So, you know, based on the law of attraction, you know, relationships, because it's dudes that end up with females. Like, I know dudes that, in my opinion, they just been striking out since we've been young. You know what I'm saying? Like, just trying to love the wrong ones. You know what I mean? So the reality is what part of that is coming from his mental? You know, like
every last thing of it is.
Right.
Listen, I'm a product of that environment.
Right.
You know
Okay.
I mean?
All right. I can dig it. Because, like, my experience has been the exact opposite. You know, like, I've been fortunate throughout my years as far as my involvement with, you know, women. And it's only been probably 2. I don't attract in, like, drama women. You know what I mean? Like, I don't attract in women who want to beef and argue and fuss and fight. I tend to attract in more, you know, women that I like to view as being ladylike. You know, not that they won't dig in your ass if it need be. They will, personally, but they actually care about their persona that they, you know, put out.
Me personally, and my thing is that I invited people in who were like me. And it came back to burn me because, you know, at the time who I was, I didn't like me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I thought this was cool at this particular time. As I grown in my later years, I didn't like that person.
Okay.
So nowadays, I try to look into a situation where I'm going to try to find this person who's like me. And it seems like I always come to a roadblock.
Mm-hmm.
The person's like me in the beginning.
Right.
And then towards the end, we tend to differ.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then when we differ, I tend to go to a person that I dislike. Right. You know what I'm saying? Back to that same person who doesn't want to do things because he dislikes the person he's become.
Right.
So now that person is who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I tend to, you know what I mean? I'm going to tend to try to use this laws of attraction.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I give you credit for even self-evaluating because I do that. You know what I mean? And I know that's not real common amongst people, but I self-evaluate.
It should be.
And try to figure out where I can improve. You know what I mean? What areas? Because, you know, you're supposed to evolve as you get a little older. So, you know, I mean, I'll be 45 tomorrow. You know, if I still thought like I did when I was 25, I wasted 20 years of my life. If you still think the same 20 years later, you wasted 20 years of your life, right? So, you know, it's food for thought. But, yeah, I think we have to take responsibility for the people we draw into our life. Because I'll tell you something else I learned as I was getting a little older. I learned as I was getting older that I have the absolute right to kick people out of my life. And I'm telling you, black people struggle with that, especially if it's family. But cat like me, I kick you out of my life. If you bringing drama into my life and then every time you around, it's just tying me into something or all your conversation is about slandering another person, I'm just not going to keep tolerating that because you digging into my shalom. I need my peace. You know what I mean? And everybody don't bring peace to your life. So when I realized that I could kick people out of my life, oh man, I started cleaning shop.
I learned that. I learned that through a story.
Cleaning shop, brother.
I learned through a story years ago where it said dealing with the religion, and people know that I am Muslim, and it dealt with the religion, and it stated where it was 2 brothers. And one brother was Muslim, one brother was a disbeliever. And the disbeliever, he was so angry with the Muslim that he tended to try to kill the individuals. So they captured the brother and told the brother, like, you know, his brother came up there. They said, oh, be quiet, that's his brother. You know what I'm saying? They were so afraid that his brother was going to defend him. He said, no, tie him up tighter. He's no longer my brother.
Right.
He said, now this man next to my brother in faith, he's more my brother than he is.
Right.
He does not believe what I believe in, so tie him up tighter.
Right. Yeah.
So therefore, I'm like, so well, if you don't coexist with me, peace.
Yeah, peace.
It's just simple. It's simple mathematics.
You get to control who's in your life. You know what I mean? And you know, that's something that I learned. And you know, when you want certain things in life, you got to get around more positive people who think like you think. Like, you know, we from the hood, you know what I mean? So it's just natural for us to gravitate to our homeboys from the hood. But the reality is, when it comes to me trying to move forward in life, I got to gravitate towards some other people that have achieved or trying to achieve the things that I want to achieve. You got to draw them into your life. You understand what I mean? And then let them, help you grow. But at the end of the day, I do believe, even in relationships, that we got more control than we think. Law of attraction says if you got that bad woman or you got that bad man, you drew that in. You drew that. And that's why it keeps repeating itself. So that's why you got dudes that will say, I can't get a good girl. You got women who will say, I can't find a good man. But they're not understanding what part do you play in that. It's your mental. It's your mental. It's returning to you what you put out there.
So now you have to change your way of thinking.
You got to change your way of thinking, and you got to visualize yourself with the ideal person. You know what I mean? The person that you want to be with, the person you see as being the perfect fit for you. You got to be able to visualize that. Like we all got our, vices that we looking for in a person. Like, me personally, you have to be able to have some type of intellectual conversation. If all you want to talk to me about is empire and the football game and all that, it's probably not going to work because I'm more rounded than that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I have a time frame for that. I have a time frame for this. You know what I mean? Time and place for everything. And so for me, that match has to be somewhere along them lines. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm sure y'all got something. Other than physical. Like we all got physical things we want, but I'm saying like mental. Like sometimes people just don't match. So I believe I've drawn in over my life people who match me mentally.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I haven't had that yet, right?
I can't say I haven't found women who are very intelligent, women who had a good outlook on life, but my way of thinking tend to deter what we had, because I would get into a place where I'm stern, and then when I become stern, they become like fragile. So then I step back from being stern, and then when I show them some sort of weakness, they become stern. And the tables turn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then it becomes a battle of wits now.
Right.
I can say what I want, you can do what you want. It becomes a battle of wits. I want to understand where, like I say again, the laws of attraction, where I can find this being to where I can say, okay, we can be on the same plateau.
Right.
No more, no less.
Okay. So let's do ambition, because that plays a part in what we just talked about. Okay, so under ambition, the law of attraction claims that when someone visualizes clearly and in detail what they want to archive and focus on, and that image is then set in motion through the law of attraction, a chain of events that will eventually culminate the materialization of that vision. So we're gonna get into ambition. Let's go to break. We'll be back by the Man Radio Show, and we'll go over this ambition and what it's saying as far as the master key system. Oh, I like this. I like it. We good, brother?
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired Radio Show. Now here's one little speech I'm going to give you before I get into the next article. Here's what I want to tell you. Still, fear is big business. Fear is big business. I'm not telling you not to be alarmed by what you're seeing. I'm not telling you not to be concerned. What I'm saying is not to buy into the notion that we should be afraid. You should be informed. You should be aware. You should start educating yourself about some things. I don't have the solutions. I don't have the answer. I wish I could say that if you did X, Y, and Z, you might not get shot by the police. I wish I could tell you that, but I can't. But what I can say is just start making yourself aware of what's going on, but don't be so consumed by what you're seeing that you become afraid, that you don't want to go out. Or you become numb. That's a good point, Nate. Nate said, or you become numb to it, like you just don't care. So we need you to just continue to be in touch with what's going on, but educate your family, talk to your sons, talk to your daughters, because it's not just limited to men. We know from Sandra Bland, she was a young woman who was killed. And we don't want to say, we don't know all the details behind what happened. No, the fact is that person's life still matters. They still have rights. They should not just be killed dead before they even get a trial. Okay, that's the point. They deserve a trial at least, but they can't even make it to the jail cell to get a trial, to be tried. They're being killed even before arrest. Terrible. So that's my soapbox.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey everybody, this is your girl, the one and only Thick Cows. Check us out every Saturday from 5 to 7, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
With our parents, they gotta have the best of everything, or when you go to school, you gonna kill them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you look and it's like, did you have it like that when you was in school? Nah, girl, my parents, I had to go to school with stuff, old tennis shoes and stuff like that. I ain't gonna let my kids go, but a decent pair of tennis shoes, a decent slacks, whatever. I'm kind of glad that they did the uniforms.
Oh my God, they did the uniforms right while I was leaving.
They did, right. They did the uniforms. It was like 2 years behind me right after I left from school. And I'm like, oh man, it saved a lot for our parents. It helped the parents a lot. But still, they still found the way.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Yo. All right, we back, everybody. Welcome back to the Black by the Man Radio Show. We are talking about the law of attraction today. All right, so let me go with ambition again. Okay, I read the top part that you have to clearly and in detail focus on an image that you're trying to bring into your life.
Right.
So we just talked about relationships. I guess that could be the person you're trying to bring in, or with finances, visions of money, so forth and so on. So Charles Haanel has a book called The Master Key System. And he says you must see the picture more and more complete, see it in detail, and as the details begin to unfold, the ways and the means for bringing it into manifestation will develop. One thing will lead to another. Thought will lead to action. Action will lead to development methods. Methods will develop friends. Friends will bring about circumstances. And finally, the third step, or materialization, will have been accomplished. Now, see, this goes back to what I was saying from the beginning. The universe will shift around everything. So he's saying once you reach a point where you can master visualization, right? Mm-hmm. Get it in your mind what you want to see the details of it. So if it's that house, see what color the shingles are painted in the front. See the trimming on the grass. See the type of flowers you got planted in the front. And then watch the universe, through its laws, be forced to bring that to you. And that's going to come through you through a chain of events. What he said, one thing leads to another. Thought leads to action. Action will develop methods. Methods will develop friends. Friends will bring about circumstances. And then finally, materialization. So through that, you're going to bring other people into your life that you don't even know are there to make sure you get what you visualize. And then that person doesn't even know that's what they're there for. Like, that's how it works. That's deep. That's deep. So, like, do y'all think that, like, that plan of attack with thoughts, action, methods, friends, circumstances, materialized? Boom, it's there. So he's saying that's it. Boom, 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 boom. And it's there. It's in front of your face. I like that. Because that's easier said than done.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just about to say,
you know what I mean?
I like it,
right?
But it's easier said than
definitely
done.
Easier said than done. And you can see that would take practice.
But that is the problem why we never see it, because we never visualize it being done.
Right. Ooh. I agree. All right, so we've been talking heavily about visualization. So now I'm going to give you some tools, and you had mentioned a couple of them earlier. So we're going to go with some visualization tools.
Give me some tools.
All right. So it says cultivating effective visualization skills is one of the best ways to make the law of attraction more powerful tool in your daily life. Broadly speaking, the process of visualization involves creating images, both mentally and physically, that convey a strong positive message. Okay. So the first tool is a dream board. Are you guys familiar with a dream board?
Mm-hmm. I am.
Okay, so dream board is a way to visually represent your aims, whether they are financial, romantic, spiritual, or something else entirely. An inexpensive and creative way of connecting with your hopes in the future is a dream board. You can use natural objects, you can use cutouts from magazines, but basically you create a dream board and you put on the dream board the things that you want to happen in your life. So if it's that house, it's that car, it's that man, it's that woman, it's that paycheck, get a visual of that and put it up on the board. Put the board somewhere where you can see it every day. So every day before you go out and go to work or whatever, you see your dreams on this board.
Do that work?
I think it does. I think it does because I think if we go back to what they've been saying through the whole law, right? Visualization is a big thing.
Okay.
So I think one of the easiest ways to train your mind on visualization is to start seeing what it is you want every single day in your face.
I guess that makes sense because you notice how some people have a bunch of sticky notes everywhere.
Sure.
Like sometimes
and they probably doing it as reminders.
Walk
but
up
it
in
works.
people's homes and they have sticky notes in the restroom and they're just everywhere. So I guess it's what.
How about you ever been in like side someone's office and then they have like the positive statements framed on their wall? See, that's visualization. You know, so every day they walk in and what are some of the ones they would have up on it? It would be like confidence,
right?
You understand what I mean? Persistence,
fearless,
things like that. So they got that in front of their face every day. See, that's visualization. And when you think about it, that's exactly what they do to us through television. Like you like people drink Coca-Cola because you see it every day on television. You see it on billboards, any magazine you open up, it's a Coca-Cola in there. So they putting it in your face constantly. And if I remember correctly, this is another little jewel, right? I'll drop another jewel today, right?
Appreciate it.
If I remember correctly, when it comes to repetitiveness, I think the number is 26. Don't quote me. People can check it out, but I think the number is 26. Anything that you repeat to yourself 26 times or anything that you do 26 times or more becomes habit. So they only need you to see something 26 times. Boom, we got him. He coming to buy a Coca-Cola today. You know what I mean? We got him. Yeah, that's deep, right? See, that's mind power. You know, I like to get into the mind power thing.
You know them jewels you be dropping, Brother Mike.
Yeah.
They be real.
They be real?
They be
That's
real.
what's up. I appreciate it. I just be trying to pass it on, you know. Like I tell everybody all the time, I'm not the originator, you know. I'm not the author of all this stuff, but I do like learning it and I try to pass it on. But yeah, so yeah, repetitiveness. They say it deals with the number 26. If I remember, it's one of those numbers. I think it's 26. But yeah, once you do something that many times, it becomes habit, you know. So if you anything you want, you know what I mean, try doing it 26 times.
Right.
See what happens after that. It becomes
brain
second
was working
nature.
already.
Sure, right? It becomes second
Already
nature.
working.
Right, you know. So I mean, they've been using it on us.
I need this job. You get this $25 and say it 26 times.
Keep on rocking it, brother.
You know what I mean? 26 times. I'm on the 25th one already.
Let's get it.
I'm trying to tell you.
All right, so we'll move on to the next tool. Visual affirmations. You guys familiar with visual affirmations?
Affirmation.
A lot simpler than what it sounds, right? That's a big word. Now, as I read it, y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, right? An affirmation is a simple statement that reshapes your beliefs and helps you move more towards your life goals, right?
Okay.
You can tailor affirmations to reflect anything you want, but common and widely applicable ideals include affirmations like, I will be positive, happy, and magnetic today. So that's an affirmation. You get up in the morning and that's what you say to yourself. I will be positive, happy, and magnetic today, right? I am confident. That's another affirmation. You know, so again, feeding yourself these things, right? Because one of the things that I learned, you know, getting older and then, you know, doing some reading and research is that what you feed your mind makes you what you are.
Absolutely.
You understand what I mean? So when you just feed your mind a bunch of nonsense.
Garbage.
Right, bunch of garbage. You kind of turn out to be a nonsense person with a bunch of garbage about you. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
definitely feed your mind confidence.
Right,
Definitely.
Right, feed your mind confidence.
How many times you went to that job interview with that confidence and came out, you know, with that job strictly because of that confidence?
Because of that confidence, right?
Strictly
You went in
because
there like you was that dude.
You had no experience whatsoever, but
Right.
because you had that confidence and you
made
was
them
ready
feel
and
like,
you was prepared,
we need him or we need her.
you went in there and you came out with that job.
So that goes this with feeding your mind knowledge as well as feeding your body healthy foods.
Exactly. What you feed your body, but as they say, you are what you eat.
Right.
And it's the same with your mind. What
Yeah.
you
You are
feed
what
your
you think.
mind. That's right. You
That
are
makes
what
sense.
you think. You are
Makes
what you think. All right, well, we got to go to another commercial break. And when we come back, I'll give another example of no, we good? Are we heading towards the end? Oh, okay, we heading towards the end.
Wow.
All right.
That was fast.
I enjoyed myself. I hope y'all did.
We must have been having too much fun
Yeah,
today.
listen, man.
Okay, so I'll get these other ones in real quick. So another one is a positive list, which is basically creating a list that you look at everything that contains a bunch of positive thoughts. Let's see. Underlying negativity and uncontrollable chatter in the mind is one of the major things holding people back from accomplishing their goals.
Yes, it is.
So that's that mind chatter we talked about. Often this negativity will be self-directed. So using a visualization tool linked to personal value can be extremely useful in reshaping your self-esteem. One method requires simply writing a list of 10 things you like most about yourself and sticking that up on your wall, and you look at it every day before you get ready. So there's a positive list. Write 10 things that you like about yourself and look at that every day. You know what I mean? And remember that that's who you are. And it says you can create your reality with intentional thoughts to promote more positivity in your life. Cultivating positivity that is directed to the world around you will also make you a more vibrant and successful person. So you might want to consider dedicating a notebook exclusively to your feelings of gratitude. Each day, write down 3 to 5 things that make you feel happy to be alive or that you appreciate. The process helps you to see your life in a better light and works to override negative assumptions. I like that. Nice.
That's good stuff.
As she said earlier about her having a journal.
Journal, right? Yeah. That's why I was telling her.
Right.
I didn't want the cart before the horse, right? So another one, diary entries. So that's exactly what you were saying. Visualization tool that can help you believe in your capacity for change and success. Involves writing short stories or diary entries that describe your life when you achieve your goals. Now, what I liked about this is it said you can write your story. Like, that resonated with me. You get what I'm saying? Because, like, I've done that before when I was younger, but, like, not with that understanding. I kind of just wrote what I wanted to happen, right? But the law of attraction is saying you can write your story. You know, so like what you want to happen in 2018, write a story. 2018, you know, Mike does his 14th Black by the Man radio show, has a guest of such and such, you know, this happens. Like, that's deep, bro. Like, I'm about to write my own story. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to write my life out. You know, I'm writing my book. I'm about to tell you what's going to happen.
Isn't that what law of attraction say sometimes too? Like, start backwards? Like you could start at the finish line and then go backwards and then visualize everything you had to do to get here.
I don't know if I've seen that, but it's possible.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I'm just going over what I came up with.
Okay.
So let's hit these last ones so we run out of time here. So the other one is dream checks, which is self-explanatory, which is basically writing out a check to yourself for the amount of money that you feel you want to have drawn into your life. So you write that check and then put it up on your dream board and look at it every day. One of the stories that sticks in my mind with that is Jim Carrey tells the story about when his father had died. He had always promised his father that he was going to write him a check for $20 million one day. Well, by the time his father died, Jim Carrey had just did his first feature film, which I think was Bruce Almighty, and he got $20 million for that. So he wrote a check for $20 million and he put it in his father's blazer pocket while he was laying in the cast.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just to say, you know, Dad, I lived up to what I said.
Okay.
That's deep. That's deep. And then the last one is painting. Who would have thunk it? Painting. So they say even though those who don't think of themselves as skilled artists can find it surprisingly impactful to create art that visually represents your dreams. So basically, you know, letting your imagination paint whatever it is that you want. So this show's been great. I mean, we might need 2 shows for this. You know, go over the law of attraction. So this was a good show, but we are out of time. So I thank y'all for coming and chopping it up with me and discussing this.
Thanks for having me.
Black by the Man radio show. It's your boy, Brother Mike. Today was law of attraction. I think we will do a part 2 to this show so we can dive in a little further. There was other things I wanted to get into. So until then, man, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. You already know. It's the black side. Peace. That's what's up. Yeah, we have to do a number 2. Yeah.
I know the weight is killing you. Suspense is building. All this stuff in the news keeps